What is going on, guys? My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today bringing you guys a brand new series. And when I was out in Finland, I was trying to think a way to bring my defenseless champion account back. You guys might remember this base. I pushed from 0 to 3,200 trophies without using any defenses. And when I was thinking about it, I was actually with Galadon, and we had a pretty good idea for a new series called the Chief Challenge. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to race from 1,000 trophies to 3,200, and there's definitely going to be some wrinkles to it. So first of all, we can't use any heroes, as well as for our army compositions. Instead of using the same thing like go wipe and go wee wee over and over again, you guys are actually going to decide those each episode by a poll in the description below. So you guys can check the straw poll link in the description below. For the first episode, we decided to use mass witches, but from now on, you guys are going to be deciding it from the options that we give in the polls. So make sure you check that out and vote for each episode. So yeah, we're going to do raiding in 30-minute blocks at the same time to make sure no one raids more than the other person raids. So it's pretty much going to be speed raiding over and over again from when we pick out different 30-minute periods, and it's going to be a pretty sweet series. So the last thing before we start our raiding, make sure you guys check out Galadon's channel. I'm going to throw the link in the description below. If you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure you go do that so you can check out his side of the series and keep up on his progress. But yeah, that's going to do it with the rules. Let's go ahead and get straight into the raiding. So starting off at 1,000 trophies, we're definitely going to be finding a lot of bases that we can 3-star, even though they did make a change in the most recent update with matchmaking. As you guys might know, they changed it to where you're more likely to find a town hall when you're searching that matches your town hall level. And I found that true today because when I was searching on this account, which is a town hall 10, even though I only do have one single level 1 cannon, I only found town hall 8, town hall 9, and town hall 10. So I didn't see any town hall 7s or below, even though I was at 1,000 trophies. Whereas in the past, I used to find a bunch of town hall 6s and town hall 7s around this range. So it's pretty interesting to see where the the trophy ranges has shifted, because I know I noticed a lot of my clanmates who are town hall 10s farming in Silver League earlier, I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this is probably the reason that they did it. And yeah, I was finding a lot of town hall 8, town hall 9s, and town hall 10s. Really not any town hall 6s or town hall 7s. But anyways, went ahead and demolished this base. This one actually went pretty smoothly. Usually when I'm doing this series, I'm trying to destroy bases in like a minute and a half or less. If you take too long, even though you 3-star a base, you can probably get behind in trophies since we're speed rating so fast in this 30-minute period. So to get 3 stars in only a minute was definitely really good. And I started out with 26 trophies on this series. So let's go ahead and check out the next base. And this guy has 29 trophies, and again, he is a Town Hall 8. So looking at where I want to attack from, just going to go ahead and spam all my witches on the bottom. You can see the skeletons move like crazy, and at points on my iPod, I thought my iPod was going to break because it's a pretty old iPod, and I haven't used it since the Defenseless Champion series, which was in, I think, 2013. So it had been a while since this had went down. And yeah, went ahead and dropped my troops. Witches are on the right-hand side. Looks like the mortar isn't shooting at the witches, which is really good, but the skeleton spam is real. As far as my spells go, I was using 3 jump spells and 2 rage spells because I needed jump spells to be able to break through the walls a little bit quicker, but for my rage spells, they definitely helped out a little bit to get my troops moving a little bit faster because the witches move super slow. The skeletons really aren't that fast themselves. I guess they're pretty average speed, but the witches are definitely super slow. So I wanted to make sure they were cruising throughout the base, and I made good time when I was attacking people. So things are looking pretty good right now. We just got the 1st star and we just got the 2nd star about a minute into the raid. So this one's a little bit slower than the last one since this guy does have a pretty good amount of wall compartments. And that's usually what took me a long time to attack these bases, is the fact that you had to break through so many walls, and I really didn't have enough jump spells to go around. And I did notice like halfway through the raiding that my jump spells were only level 1. So they didn't really last that long, actually. But my troops are still making their way through. We're at 76%, and there's really only 1 defense left, which is the Archer Tower on the top left. So last couple of buildings are going down, and I should be able to get a pretty easy 29 trophies on this base, even though it did take a little bit longer. So for a minute and a half, I still think that's really not that bad in order to get 3 stars. I think that's pretty good pace, but again, if I used up the entire 3 minutes to try to get 3 stars, that would actually be pretty bad, and it would set me back, seeing as Galadon was probably pushing super fast on the other side of the iPad. So 29 trophies, not bad at all. Let's go ahead and check out the next base and see if we can replicate the exact same thing, where this guy actually has 35 trophies and he is a Town Hall 10. So Town Hall's all the way out here. I'm going to drop my witch over there just in case something goes horrendously wrong. If I drop like 20 giant bombs or something like that, or if I hit 20 giant bombs or something like that. I do hit one right there, but obviously that only took care of like 3 or 4 witches, so really not too big of a deal. And I did bring 5 jump spells for this base, which was a pretty big fail because this guy's base actually only has literally 1 compartment where I have to break into. All those other buildings, there's like 2 or 3 buildings on the outside. Really not too worried about those. But unfortunately, yeah, I had 5 jump spells, whereas rage spells definitely would have helped me out a lot, and I would have been able to steam through this base really, really quickly. So troops are going in. This is pretty much an ideal base to attack with witches, because you don't have to worry about any of the walls, and your troops will spread out nice and evenly. So the mortars and the wizard towers really don't do too much damage, because there's just so many skeletons everywhere. And as you can see, things are going pretty well, just making our way through. He does have some really highly upgraded storages there, which are going to take a while for my skeletons to break through. But overall, this one is more or less a time raid. And after I get to 100%, we'll have to see how much time we have left on the clock. So I think, as far as strategy goes for this series, I was learning something throughout this raid, or throughout these raids, that sometimes it's actually better to go for the 2-star and leave rather than wait all the way for the 3-star, because the 3-star only gives you a third more of the trophies. And it's sort of hard to explain, but I guess if you just do the 2 stars instantly and leave rather than wait for the 3rd star, if it's going to take forever, like let's say you get 2 stars 1 minute into the raid, but then it takes another 2 minutes to get the 3rd star, you're taking 2 minutes to get half the trophies it took to get in 1 minute. So maybe you would have just been better off surrendering and finding another base where you could have gotten 2 stars in a single minute. If that makes sense, I think that's the best way to do it, to go for the 2 stars sometimes instead of 3 stars. But for this one, again, a minute 45 really isn't too bad. I think it would be bad if it took like 2.5 minutes or something like that. But there was an air defense on the very bottom right, which did cost me a couple of valuable seconds. Again, can't understate how important those seconds are. That's why I did drop that jump spell at the very end. But overall, just a shade over 2 minutes for this base, and it was 35 trophies, which was definitely a pretty big offer. So in total, 100%, 35 trophies. Not too worried about the resources as well as the Dark Elixir, but pretty good raids right there. And let's go ahead and check out where we're at. And I think we're at a pretty good trophy amount. We're at 1,306 trophies, which I thought was pretty good. I did have a slip up midway through there, but when I take a look at the clan castle, you can see that Chief Galadon has taken the lead by 30 trophies at the end of this first episode when we did ring the final buzzer. So that's going to do it for episode number 1. This was all about mass witches. Again, you guys are going to be choosing the army composition for the next episode, so make sure you guys vote in the description below. There's a straw poll link there, as well as in the comment section. We put a couple options there for you guys to check out. So vote on the one you want to see for the next episode. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Again, if you guys have not checked out Galadon's channel, I'm going to throw a link in the description below. Check out his version of this series, which I will throw down there. And that's going to do it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.